So let's read John 12, verses 1 to 6. 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, where Lazarus lived, whom Jesus had raised from the dead. Here a dinner was given in Jesus' honor. Martha served, while Lazarus was among those reclining at the table with him. Then Mary took about a pint of pure nard, an expensive perfume. She poured it on Jesus' feet and wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. But one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, who was later to betray him, objected. Why wasn't this perfume sold and the money given to the poor? It was worth a year's wages. He did not say this because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. As keeper of the money bag, he used to help himself to what was put into it. There are two hearts on display in today's passage, and they are very, very different. One is a heart of extravagant generosity. The other is a heart of selfishness. On the surface, what Judas says seems prudent, even wise. The pure nard that Mary poured on Jesus' feet was a fragrant ointment, likely imported from the mountains of India. It would have been incredibly expensive, and the amount Mary used was worth about a year's wages. To many bystanders, Mary's actions may have seemed foolish. Judas would have sounded like the generous one. But Jesus knew his heart. He always does. And Judas's underlying motives were anything but pure. And while Judas is rebuked for his selfish motives, Mary's generosity seems to impress Jesus. In fact, in the account of this story in Matthew's Gospel, Jesus says that this woman's act of worship would be told everywhere the gospel was preached. So what was it about Mary's generosity that impressed Jesus? Was it the amount she gave? Remember, this is a God of majesty and glory. Revelation 21 says that the streets of heaven are lined with gold. There's no lack in the throne room. The truth is, it is never about the amount. It's always about the heart. It's about what's under the surface. It's about the real motive. We can give financially and still not be generous. We can give our time to serve at church. We can give our money to charity. We can give all our possessions away. And if we do it with selfish motives, still totally miss the point. Why? Well, because it's about the heart. God loves a heart that is so in love with Jesus, so grateful and undone by who he is and what he has done, that it results in a transformed life of joyful generosity. A heart that loves to give. That's the kind of generosity God loves. So take some time now to examine your heart. What motives are behind the things that you spend your time doing?